New internet. Strong internet.
Thanks for doing this with
Boom.
neighbors' internet.
We're all live?
Live.
Welcome back, everybody, to show number 700 and something.
Yeah,
we don't know. We can't keep track. There's way too many. Neil, it's been kind of a politics-themed month, you might say.
A bit of a month, yeah.
It's been a bit of a month, and
Yeah.
it makes sense because every couple of years we have these huge elections, and it's so important to our community. And I will say it again: the most important thing for you to do is vote. And I don't care who you vote for, but your ballot makes a difference. So take the time to do it. You can mail them in. You can drop them off at the drop boxes all over town. But tonight,
it's our privilege to live in this country and to vote.
Absolutely, because in the future, we may not be voting. We might just have a dictator or something crazy. So,
Here we go.
Yeah, so just vote. It's really important. And welcome back. And all you on Santa Cruz Waves, appreciate you being here. Thank you for taking the time to tune in. As you can see,
Our guest
are back.
Our guest tonight,
Yep.
Shebreh Kalantari Johnson.
That's a big name.
Were you mayor? Have you been mayor?
No,
Yeah, been important.
Yeah, grab that.
not yet. No,
Not yet. But
Wait, and so you won't be mayor?
I won't be.
Yeah. But
Because I'll be supervisor.
Exactly. And it's the last time that mayors will come out of the council, too, right? Is that how?
This is the first time that we are voting for
A mayor, right.
And they will be a 4-year elected mayor.
So I'm just going to say it right off the bat, Neil. Politics is so crazy. You're a mom. You have a career. What made you decide to run for a supervisor position in Santa Cruz? I think that's an important message to tell the viewers.
There's a lot of work to be done, and I know how to get things done. Sort of as simple as that. Santa Cruz accepted me, immigrant from Iran, came here as a student. It accepted me 20 plus years ago in 95.
You were 8 years old.
Well, United States accepted me as an 8-year-old,
Okay.
yes. And then I came here when I was 18 to attend the university.
Gotcha.
Santa Cruz accepted me, and I really feel that that I need to give back, and I need to make sure that this is a community where everyone can feel safe and be thriving, and there's a lot of ways to get there.
And the safe message, I think, can relate to tons of people in this town.
Yeah.
I know, Neil, you have a question that we talked about earlier.
Well, I have a question. So I want to keep it kind of in order rather than go. I want to keep it kind of in order of it.
Okay.
And just make it easy for you because this is not a grind for you. We want you, as you know, to have fun on our show. We have a glass of wine.
Cheers,
We're
everybody.
in a skate shop for crying out loud. We
And if
have a
you're
little
at
bit
home-
of
if you're
fun.
at home-
God bless you. We love you. Thank you
Cheers.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming down. Top 5 things that you want to work on are top 5. We're not going to go 25. We're just going to stick with the top 5 that this community needs your help with.
Yep. Investing in our youth and making sure that they have a community where they can be healthy and grow up to be healthy adults. Addressing our homelessness and mental health problem.
Yep.
Were you going to ask me something?
No, go ahead. I'm gonna wait to the end. You're gonna
Okay.
continue with your 5.
Okay. But they're all related.
Of course.
Okay. Fire is huge. It's hit some of us more than others,
Right?
but making sure that we are ready and that
You
we
okay,
are
buddy?
doing things.
Okay.
Yeah. That we are ready to respond to the next fire,
Right.
and that we're coordinated and organized. So youth
Throughout the
mental
county.
health,
Throughout the
homelessness,
county.
fire throughout the county.
Yeah.
Throughout the county. What I say, youth,
Yeah.
mental health,
Yeah.
homelessness,
Fire.
fire, and I think the other thing which is also connected is housing and transportation.
Right. We start with the youth.
Just a few things.
I know. We can start. Let's start with the youth. I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day. That he's with the sheriff's department. We had a nice conversation, and it actually kind of shocked me because he's like, we were talking about. I think we were talking about when I was a coach, coaching Harbor High School, a mission school where your kids go to,
Yeah.
right? And a Shoreline. I coached soccer there, but a lot of high schools had a police officer there at the time that was working at that school, and I don't think they have that anymore.
Most schools don't. Yeah.
They don't have it anymore. But he was talking. My friend was talking about he's higher up with the sheriff's department. I think he's a lieutenant. He was saying to me that most high schools here in Santa Cruz, there is going to be a young kid somewhere in that school that has a gun.
Wow.
There is a kid in this kid in the school that currently has a gun on him.
Wow. And certainly drugs.
It's
More than one.
the gun seems more scary to me than anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
Yeah.
So what can we do? What can we do to make our schools safer? You got kids.
Yeah.
Kids go to Mission. Your kids go to Mission Hill, right?
Mission Hill and
do you want them to be safe when they?
Well, it's not just schools; it's everywhere,
Right.
right? I mean, they spend a lot of times at school. So, I mean, I think one thing is that across different entities and governing boards, like the school entity and the school governing board is separate than a city council, let's say, and a
Right.
supervisor, but there needs to be the more communication and coordination between these different entities. But it's not just at schools, right? My kids ride their bikes to school and home every day. And they go and hang out with their friends after school. So do we have safe routes to school? Do we have safe bike lanes? Do we have parks that are accessible to them that they can go to and feel safe and play basketball? Do we have, stores that they can go to and get healthy foods? Do we have we're lucky because we're in Santa Cruz and we have the ocean, and our kids, who most of them know how to swim and often they know how to surf and boogie board, so they have access. But are there things that kids can access to engage in positive behaviors rather than go down, a path that'll lead them to what we see often is the chronic homelessness is unmet mental health and substance abuse needs.
TC and I have talked to so many politicians about homelessness, and we've talked. The word solution keeps coming to mind, and yet it doesn't seem to be a solution. Do you think? We were talking to somebody else last night about it, and she thinks that we can fix the homelessness problem within 10 years. Do you think it's something that we can fix?
Not alone, no. Just to be really real, we can't fix it alone here in Santa Cruz.
And so, if we're not alone, who do we need to join us?
We need everybody. We need state, we need federal, we need federal, we need federal. I mean, without getting too into the policy stuff, there are a lot of systems that have failed. But here's what I'll say. A lot of politicians stay away from homelessness because there's you don't see the outcomes.
There's no silver lining to it.
There's no silver lining. Somebody's going to be mad at you. But I just think that that's a disservice to our community, and that's been my approach. I want to at least put forward actions that move towards a solution, right? I don't have a silver bullet solution, but moving towards a solution rather than just throwing my hands up and saying, I can't touch it because I'm not going to make a significant change. I do want to say one thing. Going back to kids and investing in young people.
Yeah.
In 2019, 30% of our homeless population were youth and young adults who were unaccompanied under the age of 25. 30%.
When was that?
2019.
Okay.
Okay.
Couple of years ago.
Yep, a couple years ago. About a year and a half prior to that, I wrote a grant and brought in more money, and we had a real strategic plan, and we did this concerted effort. And the latest count that's come out just recently, a few months ago, 61% decrease in that population.
Wow.
So connecting homelessness, youth, that whole, really upstream, working to prevent youth from going down that path really has an impact. I mean, 61%.
That's a huge change.
Huge.
What made that change? Why is that such a huge drop?
Because for the first time, our community put a real concerted effort into that population. We had state resources, we had federal resources, we had partnership from outside of our community, because that's what it's going to take. And we had some real specific targeted strategies that were developed, by the way, in conjunction with youth with lived experience.
I've seen that change. I felt for a while like
Have you?
Civic Avenue in 2019 was kind of like Hate Street.
Yeah.
Like it was almost a festival of homelessness.
Yeah.
And I feel like we don't have that as much. But also, too, the weather in Santa Cruz is awesome.
It is,
And that's a huge draw. And if I was homeless in Colorado, I wouldn't want to be homeless in Colorado.
No, you die in
right.
winter.
And so that's a situation that we have to deal with. My wife and I always say, it'd be interesting to actually, because I know if you ask homeless where they're from, they'll say they're from here. it's hard to get an honest answer. But it'd be really interesting to really find out who our homeless population is.
Yeah.
Scientifically.
And I'll say, I mean, homelessness looks different, right? I started my career out in the Tenderloin with formerly homeless, living in subsidized housing, and homelessness looks different. Youth
there?
homelessness, just in general, right? So youth homelessness looks different, and there's different needs. The street homelessness that we see, like in the benchlands and in encampments, that's actually a small percentage of our homeless population, but it's very visible and it's very cute.
Right.
And then there are families who are doubled up. There are, immigrant families.
Right.
There are young mothers. So it's just, there's a whole spectrum.
We're not seeing like the cars. You know, when you see benchlands and you see the tents, it's obvious. Like you said, it's very visible.
Yeah.
But with the percentage that are in cars, RVs, and other places, Pogo Nip and places that are out of sight, is an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Shebreh, when people go to vote,
Yeah.
2 weeks, right? They're going to vote.
Less than
2 weeks.
So
I'm not
soon.
counting or anything.
Yes, you
People
are.
are going into the polls, and they're gonna check you, or either check your name or not.
Yeah.
If somebody checks your name, what are they thinking of? Like this person is bringing us this, or for her term. What are the things that you bring in that's so important to you that people are going to remember?
Well, I'm bringing in 20 years of producing results in this community. I think that's something that people should remember. And I won't rattle them off, but 20 years of results around the issues that are really, really impacting our community, right? Mental health, substance abuse, homelessness, criminal justice, public safety. I'm bringing that in. I have done that on the city council as well. I'm also bringing in, I'll just point here, more than half of our population are
Let's pull
female, are women.
Pull that off the shelf here. We got that's something.
Well, I mean,
I'm really getting close.
Has there ever been? Let's go back and I don't know the history of the supervisors in Santa Cruz. Has there been a female?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Many incredible females.
And you're Iranian descent.
Uh-huh.
Has there outside of? Is that something that would be new?
Yeah.
Obviously?
Yes. So I believe I would be the first immigrant female on our Santa Cruz County Board of Supervisors, and I would be the first Iranian American female, not just in Santa Cruz, but in the state of California, to serve on the Board of Supervisors.
But people don't. Do people care about that? They just want. They see you, Shebreh. We don't care if you're from the moon.
Yeah, sure.
Can you do
Fair
it?
enough.
Can you deliver on the things that you wanted to? You wanted that
Yeah.
you
What I've
said
heard,
you were going to do.
what I've heard, Neil and TC, what I've heard is people want to feel that their neighborhoods and their communities are safe and welcoming for their children. I mean, over and over again. I have to tell you a funny story. I've knocked on thousands of doors, okay? And I've got lots of stories, but one of them was like this woman, and she's got like 3 kids, and they're crawling all over her, and she's like, I didn't vote in the primary, and she's really upset, and she's kind of yelling at me. She's like, all I want is for my kids to be able to go to the park across the street. You know, I mean, it's like simple and complicated, right? Because that's connected to all the things I said before, safe bike routes and making sure that there aren't encampments and people who are unhoused are in shelter. Like, it's so simple, but not. That's what people want, and that's the work that I've done, and that I know I'll bring. So that's when people are filling out their little bubbles.
Yeah.
That's what they should know.
Are you Santa Cruz City Council member right now?
Yes.
Who talked you into doing this gig? I mean, it wasn't your husband, was
somebody
it?
gave you a
Yeah.
What's the first damn thing?
Who told you? Like you know what? You should run.
Here's the thing.
Where?
So I have a master's in social work with an emphasis in public policy and mental health. One of a huge part of what the supervisor do is they oversee health and human services. That's a huge part of their job, and they allocate funds for a $1 billion budget. So my background, my experience really lends itself to the work of the supervisors. I've worked with all those departments. I've written grants. I've done strategic planning. I understand where the needs are, where the gaps are, where our strengths are. So when Supervisor Ryan Coonerty announced that he wouldn't run, there were a few people that I really respect who reached out and said, have you considered this?
What's your old man say?
I was going to say.
You know, he was less, okay. He's supportive. He was more supportive of the supervisor role because he knows I mean, we've been together for 22 years. He knows where my heart is. He knows what my work is. And I've been able to bring that to the city council. I've been able to bring that lens and do some really good work. But he knows that I can take that work to scale for our entire community at this seat.
What about your sons? You have two teenage sons.
12 and 14.
Those, I mean, and that's an important time in their lives to have mom there.
Yeah.
And they're supportive and saying, hey, go get it.
They are. I have to tell you another funny story that when I first decided to go into politics, we had a family meeting about it, and my older son was like, well, I'm going to a new school, and what if my friends say that their parents didn't vote for you? I'm like, oh, they're going to say a lot more than that.
Get ready.
Yeah, get ready. And my younger one was like, okay, we got to get stickers for water bottles, and we got to get this person for the senior citizen vote.
Campaign manager.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, all our kids they're very different. They're supportive. They've been very patient. You know, I'm gone most nights, either canvassing or doing a forum or an event. But they've been really, really supportive.
Wow.
I could not have done it otherwise.
Right. Well, because I mean, it's an important time in their lives, and you're going to be busy. You are busy
I am
already.
busy. I
you
am
know,
busy.
and so it's.
What you want to do is it in unison with what the other Santa Cruz County supervisors are trying to do?
Great question. Because that's what it takes. It's
Teamwork.
not just me.
Right.
You need at least 3 votes, and you need to be aligned. Now, of course, we will have different views on different policy issues, but you got to bring your colleagues along. So I would say yes. I've worked with the old timers, quote unquote, some of the old timers for a long time because of some of the youth work that I've done around substance abuse prevention, and so I've worked with them. And I've continued to work with them both as a community member, someone in the social services field, and as a city council member.
Who's
so
the
I have
big
a
endorsers?
relationship.
I know you have some big endorsers.
I do.
Yeah. So who's the ones that are like
Big Kahuna.
Yeah, the big.
Well,
some favorites.
it's really an honor that Supervisor Ryan Coonerty, who's serving as District 3 Supervisor right now, has said he's no longer wants to serve in that capacity and is ready to pass the baton to me. That's a real big honor to have his
endorsement,
endorsement, as well as his father, who served before him, Neil Coonerty. I also recently received the endorsement of former Senator Joe Simitian, who is now Santa Clara County Supervisor. I have the endorsement of former Congressman Sam Farr. I have the endorsement of our very last female supervisor, that was a decade ago, and that's Ellen Peary.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Ellen Peary,
yeah. Ellen, yep.
I have endorsements from at least one city council member from every single jurisdiction. So Capitola, Watsonville, Scotts Valley, and that's because I've done the work throughout our community.
Do they come to you? Do they come to you with their endorsement, or you're like, hey, would you mind endorsing me? I mean, how much selling of Shebreh, Kalantari, Johnson are you doing?
Yeah, it's both.
Or is it automatic?
No, it's both. It's both. A number of people came to me and said, I'm 100% supportive. What can I do? Would you like my endorsement? And as I was first getting started in campaigning a year and a half ago.
Wow, it's a long road.
Yeah,
What was the highest point? What's been the highest point so far in campaigning?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna ask you what the lowest point is. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, have you felt like going, you know what? Fuck this.
I quit. I'm gonna hide for about 2 months.
The highest point really has been knocking on doors. I honestly mean that. I have really enjoyed meeting people that I would never have otherwise met. I mean, there's some interesting stories there. I mean, I told you about the woman with the kids climbing over her, but that's been the highest point, is canvassing. If I could only do that, just connect with the voters, hear what they want, that's what helps shape, like, what?
I thought she was going to say the highest point was coming on the office.
Well, that's,
You can kick me off.
I'm only kidding.
We don't rank with the community.
No, yeah. But let me ask you a question. Why would you come on the show? You come on this show for? Because we're not in your district, right?
Oh, I had a hell of a good time last time. You know what?
We are in her district.
You know what?
We are?
The people that are watching live in
sure.
Santa Cruz and around the world, but
for sure.
a big majority of the people watching right now do live in Santa Cruz.
But here's what I'll say is, you guys ask real questions, and this is authentic, and we
Yeah, we know
flow, and I didn't rehearse anything, and you didn't rehearse anything.
No.
There weren't
We
pre-
studied for how long? We
questions.
studied for before the show.
About 3 seconds. And I don't even know like your party affiliation, and we don't care.
No.
And that's the beauty of the Off Lip Radio Show.
Yeah.
Because we don't care. We want to know about you. We want to give the voters an idea who you are.
You don't. It doesn't seem like you have an agenda.
No.
You just want to have a good time and connect with people who are
No
watching.
gender.
So
We
No
support
agenda.
you. We support.
I'll always come
You know
back
what? We
to
support
Off
all the people who. You guys, whether it be you or be just, you guys are all trying to do
Yeah.
a service to our community.
That's right. Yeah.
It wasn't like you're trying to, take advantage of our community. You're trying to do service and do work in our community,
That's 100% true.
right? So it's like,
At the end of the day, this is cheesy, but at the end of the day, it's because I care, because we care.
yeah.
or else you wouldn't be here.
No.
There's other things. There's soccer.
I mean, I have
there's
two-
soccer games. And
I have
stuff.
2 businesses. I have 2 teenage kids. I serve on the city council. You know,
You're busy.
If you win,
yeah. When I win,
when you win, when you win,
Yes.
first day one, what's gonna happen? What's day one? First
Straight
of
to
all,
work?
If you win, expect TC and I to come to the.
We're coming to the party.
Oh,
for
yeah.
We're coming to the
Yeah,
party.
yeah.
We don't give a shit if there's no one in the house. We're coming to your house.
We
I got your address.
We
We
want,
know
we
where you are.
want appetizers. Yeah.
I got you. I got you. I'll make you. How about this? I'll make you.
So by the way,
Persian meal.
anybody
Ooh.
running? If we just mentioned on the air, anybody running this year? TC and I.
We're coming to the party.
We're coming to the party.
Yeah.
So we're gonna dress up.
We're dressing up.
Phone,
We're gonna Uber.
microphone, Uber.
What are you wearing?
Uh,
Just so I can coordinate
I
an
have
outfit
purple.
with
I'm
you.
wearing purple. Head
I
to
got
toe.
a nice
That's
suit.
my color.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm purple.
Purple
Head to
and
toe.
orange.
I got a nice
That's a
suit.
sign.
I got a nice suit. I'll wear a nice suit.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna dress up.
Yeah.
I actually bought brand new outfits just for
love it.
election night. Yeah, we're gonna hit the road. This is the first time we've done it. We're taking the camera
So
On the
good.
and we're
road.
hitting the road.
Yeah,
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 it's
yeah.
gonna be fun. So the viewers, be
Well, I
prepared.
better figure out what
On
my
the
party's
8th.
gonna be.
Yeah, so think about that. 'Cause when
Okay.
that's gonna be a big party, and we'll be there.
Yeah. If
Just
it's not
don't
big-
throw us out.
And if it's not a big party, we'll still be there.
Exactly. Yeah.
You might just be in my kitchen, the 3 of us. So.
You'll be in your kitchen with your husband talking football.
Yeah.
Yeah, or soccer.
Right,
or soccer,
More of a
for sure.
soccer.
Yeah.
Well, so you do hit the ground basically running though, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
when you win, the next day it's like you're
You're right there.
organizing and getting ready and hitting
I mean,
the road.
I'm already hitting the ground running. I'm already
And
talking to.
If you lose, then what? Then what's the, what are you going
I
to go?
keep doing the work.
At a girl.
Yeah.
I keep doing the work. That's what it's about.
As a council member.
As a council member, as a
Community
public
leader.
health
Right.
advocate, as a community leader, as a mom, there's a lot that you like see and hear and understand when you're a parent in this community.
This is your life. You've dedicated yourself to this, right? You're going to continue to support our community and help in every way you can.
Yeah.
Win, lose, draw, but for the rest of this is like a life decision you've made.
Absolutely.
You're
Sure.
gonna you're gonna make Santa
Sorry,
Cruz better.
TC, go
Yeah.
ahead.
No.
Craziest question you've been asked is?
Oh God. Would I? Oh, should I say? Would I put a gate on Highway 17?
Yes, you should.
Every
very
surfer in
handy.
Santa Cruz would love that.
With an ID that
There should be a toll
you
bridge.
can only get in if you've lived here for 20 years.
ID check. That's a good question to ask, though. Now, it would never happen, but it's funny, and that's a great question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to, if I was in your position, if I was in your shoes, which I'm not, and TC and I are not going to run.
Nope.
But the first thing I would do, like, let's go pick up some fucking trash.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh,
I mean, I drive down the freeway, I drive down the roads, we drive down the freeway, you, TC, you drive every day, you see the trash inside the road, you're like,
You know what's funny about that is just today, Neil,
Yeah.
there's a spot on the side of Highway 1 between SoCal and 41st that is just loaded with trash.
Yeah.
And I decided today that I'm actually going to get my staff. And
I'll
we're
come-
gonna-
I'll come up- I'll be
we're
happy-
going to go clean it up.
I'll be happy to come out there with you.
Because there's I noticed that there was parking, and I have a big van. We'll bring a bunch of trash bags. But anybody wants to help out,
I'm
yeah,
there.
just message us.
When are
but
you going?
I just decided today to do it, so I'm gonna organize it and get it done. But there's a place. It's a beautiful area off the side of the highway. It's
You know,
gorgeous.
I go to visit my brother. God
Yeah.
bless him. He lives in New Jersey. And yes, you have to pay to be on the highway. But the highways are spotless. Like driving down this road right here. And it's clean and spotless. So yes, we get free roads here. But the roads here are horrific.
Well, yeah, and the North Coast gets impacted all the time.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Up in Davenport.
Everyone leaves
and
their.
through-
They bring their
yeah.
trash there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah, and now with the National Monument opening, we're going to expect more visitors. I mean, this is definitely top of mind for folks who live up there. And my kids went to school in Davenport, so
We're
we've
gonna
been up
Shebreh
there
out
for
there.
the
We're
last
gonna.
decade.
Do you like Frank Healy?
Oh yeah,
Do you think Fred's gonna become the next mayor?
I do.
You can. How does a supervisor work in unison
it's
with the mayor?
So important,
Is
especially
it going to
district
change since now the mayor has a 4-year term?
It'll be better.
It seemed like
Way
the mayor
better,
before.
right?
It'll
It
be
seemed like the
better.
mayor before was like,
Well, you're in and then you're out. Like
Well,
as soon as you get it
the
figured
mayors
out.
who have served, I mean, currently we have Mayor Bruner. Last year we had Mayor Myers. We've had Mayor Watkins. I mean, they've all been incredible and have done wonderful things. But 1 year, you don't have much of a runway to do what you want to do.
Mayor Myers sat right there and said, "I got no dough. I
Right.
got
It's all money.
Oh, yeah.
No money.
Yeah.
I can't do shit."
Yeah.
That's what she
Hands
sat
are
there.
tied.
She
She
sat
can't-
there.
yeah.
I got
She's
no
right, but
money.
you know what she did?
Homelessness. She goes drug problem,
You know what
mental
she did?
health. She sat there and she said it.
She got a grant or something,
I
too,
got no
right?
dough.
She brought in $14.5
Yeah,
million
she
with
did.
the support of Senator Laird and Assemblymember Stone.
Yeah. That was huge.
That
She's
was
very proud of it too.
huge. She
Everybody
should
should
be.
be. Yeah.
Everyone should be.
Right.
Yeah, that was
Because
huge.
I mean, you are basically a lobbyist, right? And when you
Well, you are partnering.
right.
You're strengthening your partnership because when the state and when the feds invest and we can produce and show that we can, meet the needs of the community, that impacts and helps their policy platform as well, right? I mean, they're in it for the same reason.
I'm gonna go back with you for a second. Can I go back with you for a second?
Yeah.
Back to Iran, right? And to
yeah.
Persia.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was born and raised in England.
Yeah.
And knew what was going on in Persia because there was the Shah of Iran. He was booted,
Yes, he was.
right? And he was he good? Did you like that guy?
Well, I was 2 when he was booted, and apparently, according to my parents, I went on protests and sat on my dad's shoulders and said, let's get rid of the Shah.
Get rid of the guy?
I didn't know what I was talking about at the age of 2.
Yeah.
I mean, that's complicated history, but he was way better than what we have now.
Yeah.
But he wasn't necessarily, or his sort of rule wasn't necessarily fair to all people.
Right. But at a younger age, you were a young tender age, even 2 years old.
2 years old.
You were involved in
Politics.
In politics.
I was a politician at
Right?
2.
You're a politician too, in a different country.
Yeah.
In a more of a third world country than we have here.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Well, and if I can just speak to Iran, clearly we all know that there is an uprising right now.
Right.
Masa Amini.
By
women.
By women.
Because Masa Amini, a woman of 22 years of age, was killed for not wearing proper
Right.
headscarf.
Right.
And so she was taken into custody, she was killed, and the country, women in the country and men, but largely led by women, have said no more. This is not okay. And it's been a month now, and
Right.
more than a month.
Right.
And I think it's really important that we talk about it here.
It's important to talk about here. It reminds me how small all our shit is too. When
Well,
you're talking about
it's all related.
But you got a country full of women.
Yeah.
Right? We have a little county here. You're going to be working in a little county. There's a country of women that are rising up to make things better for women.
I've had women from Iran.
And in a country which is you fuck up.
Oh,
you get caught. You're in a lot of trouble.
I can't go back.
You can't go back.
No.
No.
Because I've spoken up against the regime.
And you're an elected official.
I'm an elected official.
So
I've
you can't
spoken
go
up
back.
against the regime.
Right.
But I've had women from Iran reach out to me and say, what you're doing is important. Like, we see ourselves in you. They don't have that opportunity.
I think as an Iranian woman, or a Persian woman, or Iranian woman, you should be very proud of what yourself and where you become, where you
Absolutely.
whether you win or lose. Who gives a shit?
I am
Whether
very
you
proud.
win or lose, we don't care. It's
I'm
not
so
fair.
humbled.
Yeah,
I am
you're
so
very-
humbled.
to make that step, into what you've done. TC and I know. I speak for TC. Very proud of you.
I always say the winners are the ones who try. And I as far as the election
Definitely
goes,
been trying.
you are a winner. And I hate the Monday quarterbacks that complain about what's going on in our community and don't do anything to make it better.
Yeah.
And congrats to
Thank you.
trying to make our town a better place.
Thank you.
And I just always say, don't mess with the mama bears. You know, like you want to get stuff done, throw some mama bears out there. You know,
I can definitely become a mama bear.
Well, you can look at this picture over here, like with the what's wrong with that picture there.
Right. No, it's great, and I wish you the best in this election. Honestly.
Thank you. And let me just say, we were talking about half of our population are women, and that voice hasn't been heard in a decade. So I think that's absolutely important. And it's not just any woman.
Right.
I am the right woman because I bring experience, I bring dedication, I bring commitment. And like I said, win or lose, I'm gonna keep doing the work.
Right.
I just know I can do more from that seat.
Yeah. And win or lose, you're not going anywhere.
No.
And I think you'd be too busy with being a mom, 2 teenagers, being a wife, and I think if you win or lose, life's going to go on for you, and you're going to fight. You're going to continue to fight a battle.
Oh yeah.
And you're going to come back at another time, or not come back another time. So you have a choice.
You have a social media, obviously.
Yes, I do.
Let's hear about it.
Yeah, let's blow it up. Let's let everyone know how they can reach out to you.
All right, my website is shebreh.org, and Instagram, Facebook, Shebreh for Santa Cruz.
Gotcha.
And Twitter. I'm on Twitter as well.
You respond to people who
Yeah,
reach
yeah.
out and ask you questions.
Oh
and
yeah, absolutely.
Good,
Yeah,
'cause-
I don't like to engage. So you were asking about highs and lows. If I could just go
Yeah,
there
yeah,
on
no,
lows.
yeah,
There-
please do.
I don't respond to negative stuff.
You shouldn't.
I'm not gonna go there, and there's been a lot of negativity. Social media, just stuff with like tagging of my signs with really, really, really pretty horrible stuff, and so I'm not gonna go there
Right.
because why?
You don't have to.
But I do respond to people who want to be engaged, truly engaged. If someone puts something negative on social media, I'm not going to respond. But if they have a question, I respond. I provide my email, which is shebreh4santacruz@gmail.com. I always respond within 24 to 48 hours.
If for any candidate, whether it be you or for Justin, if you have something to say, make it positive for for the community. If you have something to say, it's negative, have some balls to step up to the plate, right? Have some cojones to like make sense, make a difference in our community. Don't be a dickhead. Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, no.
You said it.
The bottom line is bullies suck.
Yeah,
You know,
if you,
so
if
you get bees with
if you're
honey,
smoking
right?
dope in your basement of your house, writing crap.
Well, people get courage on the keyboard where they say stupid stuff, and so, but
Yeah.
I like the fact that you will respond within 24 or 40. If someone has a question about our community and maybe what your thoughts are on that question, that's amazing.
And if they disagree with me, that's like share.
Agree to disagree.
But also, often the people have responded or shared things that they disagree, and I'm like, oh, okay, you have a good point there. I'm going to take that with me as I make the next decision. Like, that's what it's about.
Right.
I don't have the answers.
Right.
You don't have the answers. It's the culmination of people, community members engaging that I can help like formulate the direction that we need to go.
We're in the final stretch. This is like, you've
week-
been doing this a
2
year
weeks?
and a half. Less than 2 weeks.
Hang on, here's the finish.
Not 2 weeks. You keep saying 2
Here's the
weeks.
finish.
It's less than 2 weeks, yeah.
Here's the finish. It's right here.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's the thing.
So I was saying this earlier, right? It's like running a really long race. The longest race I've ran is a half marathon. And you get to mile 12 and you're like,
Get the hell out.
oh my God,
Uh-huh.
this last mile, where's the finish line? Where is it? I think I see it.
It's less than 2 weeks. What happens between now and November 8th? What's on your
I
calendar?
will be knocking on doors.
You're going to hit the sidewalks.
Period.
That's what you're going to
This
do.
is actually officially the last sort of event, forum,
Mm-hmm.
anything. This is it tonight. So I'm finishing it
Yay,
off with
congrats,
a
yeah.
great, the
Tomorrow
trivia.
you continue in the trenches of talking to the people,
Knocking
meeting
on
you,
doors.
getting to
Yeah.
know you,
Yeah.
and hopefully winning their votes. That's your plan.
Can I ask? Can you congratulate people who've helped you? Your
Oh,
staff.
yes.
Okay, because
Oh, my
you're gonna
gosh.
start. Obviously, you're not doing it by yourself.
I'm not.
So
No.
do you want to congratulate the people who are helping you?
Great call.
Absolutely. Thank you for giving me the opportunity
welcome.
and space for that. Yes, I have had 2 different campaign managers, Gabriela Triguero and Marina Mays. They've switched off because they both have other lives and things to do. They've been amazing. I've been working with a team, Michael Terrace and Cami, and then so many people who have volunteered, busy people who have families, who have jobs, who've been volunteering, flyering on campus at UCSC, putting up my large signs, taking down the signs that have been tagged, putting them back up, delivering yard signs, coming to meetings to help me strategize, my social media team, interns from UCSC. I mean, just all around, so many people. Again, I'm just like, people who've walked with me, people who've walked on their own, people who've dropped literature. I am really humbled at the support I've gotten. And it like confirms my resolve to want to do this because our community cares so much.
Right.
I mean, yes, some of them are doing them because they're my friends and they're my people and they love me.
They believe in
but
you.
But a lot of them are doing this because they believe in me and they believe in our community. And they want what's right for our community, and they know that I can help us get there.
That's so
Good job,
awesome.
young lady.
Yeah.
Well done. Good
Well,
job.
Neil and I believe in our community too, and that's why we do this show.
Yeah.
This is not a get-rich scheme. We do this because we believe in the community. We want to record the history of Santa Cruz, and we want to meet people like you that are trying to make the place.
And we
And you do it
invite
authentically.
people
That's
like
great.
you, as you know, all different politicians come on here because we want them to be able to speak on behalf of our community. If you go, we don't just give people 1 minute; we give them an hour and a half or whatever.
Whatever, yeah. But
It's very generous, and it's very, this
It's
is
not a
what our
grind.
community is about.
Right.
it's awesome. Well, I wish you the best.
Okay,
Seriously.
put your microphone
Yeah.
down, TC.
What?
You put your microphone down.
Why?
Put your microphone down. Put your microphone down. Stand up. You stand up.
Okay.
Grab her
happening?
hand.
What's happening?
Grab her hand.
Okay.
Grab her hand.
Hey! Love it! All right, hey, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to an awesome Off the Lip radio show, number 700 and something. Shebreh, best of luck. Seriously.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you guys.
If you have questions for her, reach out. She's all over the internet. You can ask her anything
What's your
you
website
like.
again?
Shebreh.org.
She's on Instagram. She's on
Shebreh.org.
Facebook.
She's
You cannot
everywhere.
miss her. We will be having Justin Cummings on tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night we have Justin coming on and Cummings on, and also again to hit it over your head with a hammer. Vote.
Right.
Just vote.
I got the necklace on.
Necklace.
There you go.
Vote.
The vote necklace.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes, you can.
Coming on the show. He's been wanting to come on the show for many, many years. He's coming on the show. He called me this afternoon.
It's real.
Yeah. Sid, the package, Bruzy.
Oh, I love
from Rhode
it.
Island.
Rhode Island.
He's flying out here. Coming on the show.
Well, Sid's a legend on the East Coast
Right.
and has contributed decades into making surfing and skateboarding better in Rhode Island and the entire East Coast. So, Sid, if you're watching, we're looking forward to getting you here. It's going to be great. Shebreh, thank you for coming on
Thank you guys.
tonight.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I hope everything goes great. Congratulations for
Feeling
making
good.
for your energy in our community is so needed, and thank you. So, thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow night when Justin Cummings is going to be here, and we will figure out what his plan is. Till then, have a great night, everybody.